We all have the same condition. It's called life. For me, it means being a gay man and an addict in recovery, and sometimes a drag queen, and dealing with aging and sex, and being a friend, and finding happiness, and doing it all while living with HIV for the last 25 years. This much I've learned. Life definitely has side effects. I'm Mark S. King, and this is my fabulous disease. My mother raised 6 children, 2 of each, as we like to say. 2 boys, 2 girls, and 2 gay sons, my brother Dick and I. Yes, I have a gay brother named Dick. Insert your own joke here. Mom and Dad instilled in us a sense that we could do anything, that life was possibility, and never to be afraid of taking a risk or making a fool of ourselves. That advice has stuck, and has served me well in my years of being an outspoken gay advocate and man living with HIV. My older brother Dick escaped HIV infection, but that doesn't mean he was somehow spared. His lover of 13 years, Emil, died of AIDS in the early years. All of us lost a member of the family, and it changed Dick forever. Through it all, our mother watched and listened and helped when she could. Not long after I tested positive in 1986, she actually came to Los Angeles for a weekend educational retreat for people who had tested HIV positive. She wanted to know as much as she could. I'll never forget her walking up to me after a lecture on safer sex and asking me, "Mark, what's rimming?" My mom rarely offers her opinions without being asked directly, so I thought it would be interesting to talk to her about her experience with HIV in our family. I asked her things I've never asked her before. These are my mother's answers.
Being a mom, your primary duty has always been to help, fix it. What can I do? And I just think it would be dreadful if a son had HIV and was positive and didn't have any support from a family. And you can't get support unless you lay it on the line for them. If you haven't had a good relationship, this probably won't make it any better, but it can't hurt. And you may find that there is understanding there that hasn't been tested. I think that children should be reassured that if they're HIV positive, that they're not going to be, well, you did it, you're out of the family. They need love and support more than ever. Mothers want to fix it. Mothers want to make it better. And it just drives you nuts when that doesn't work.
Do you remember how you felt when you heard the news?
Yeah, scared. I remember you kind of said, "I have something to tell you," and then you told us, and I remember thinking, wow, okay, now what do we do? This was a long time ago when people weren't living. I mean, when the medical situation was such that now people can live a whole lot longer. That just seemed like, oh my God.
I recall that I tried to make it sound not so bad.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you did.
Were you buying it?
No.
Did you think I was going to die?
It seemed like a real possibility. Parents go before children. That's just, you just think, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. And when something happens and it goes haywire and to lose, I just can't imagine losing a child.
My brother Dick, your other son, Dick, also has a very close personal connection to HIV and AIDS.
Through Emil, that they had lived together for many, many years. Good, really good guy. And this happened to Emil, and they were living together, one positive, one negative. And Emil had a long, hard time of it. And this was before there were the treatments that are available today. And so he suffered greatly, and Dick was there for him, and it had to have been agonizing for both of them. He was family, and we lost somebody.
In 1987, you came to Los Angeles and you went to a weekend seminar for people newly diagnosed or their caregivers or family.
There was a lot of information. I think there was a certain sadness in looking around at all these young people. And of course, my son was a young person, and I can remember looking around at all of them and thinking, this has got to be fixed. Somebody's got to find out how these people can get better. My initial dread has lessened because I can see that you have been taking care of yourself. You've gotten good medical advice and supervision, and you're not a kid. You're more grown up in how you handle these things, and I see you taking charge of this, and so for me that's reassuring. Being educated about something gives you a certain control over it, because if you're knowledgeable, these terms that can that come up or that bounced around like T cells and viral load, about which I admitted I was not up on the subject, but I think find out what you can do to help.
I'm a lucky man. I have a mother who simply wants to help. If you don't have support from your family, I hope you reach out to someone else close by. Motherly love comes in all shapes and sizes. Thanks for watching, and please be well.
Moms are very popular, Mother.
Well, there's so many of us.